Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back to Indian Racing League. This is Division 2, and we are in Hungaroring in Budapest for round 3 of the season 5, it is, of the Indian Racing League. Joining me in Comms Box, as always, is Shadow Sword or Nirvan. Shadow, how are you doing, and how do you feel about this race?
Good evening, Malav. I'm feeling honestly nervous because I have no preparation for tomorrow, but I'm really excited to be on comms again, and yeah, happy to be here.
Absolutely, and we have a wet qualifying, it seems like Shadow. So
No way.
weather all already playing a factor. We had the real life race where it was wet. It was a wet start at least, and seems like qualifying is going to be on intermediate tires, judging by the rain which is falling. But let's see what the drivers come out on, and at the same time, let's hope for a good qualifying session and the race where it is slightly difficult to overtake around here, judging by the nature of this track. It's often called Monaco without barriers. So, how do you like this track as well, Shadow?
So I think this track's really fun to drive in time trial, but in a race, there are just so many corners that there's so much opportunity to bump into the guy in front of you. And honestly, there's no places to really get past other than the main straight. And so it's going to be interesting to see. I think qualifying is going to be super important. And given that it's wet, everyone's going to be starting on fresh tires. So they can really go for it, actually. And hopefully, we get an interesting qualifying like we did at Belgium in the real F1.
Absolutely. I was riding briefly on board with Saurabh Naik or SSN, who is the first person out of the pits, and it's pretty wet around here. And this is something which I like about this game. You have to almost you're compelled to use the racing line because the edges of the track or the limits of the track are so smudged because of the rain. So it's the texture and everything, the graphics look pretty realistic, at least from my point of view. So going on board, you can see that you don't see much of the track. There is not a clear demarcation between the track and the curbs. So that will be always great to see, and it will be fun to see how drivers navigate this track in the wets, because there are a couple of traction zones. You can lose the car even in high speed corners if there's a loss of downforce. So should be a good interesting qualifying session.
Yeah, definitely, Malav. And honestly, the thing about not being able to see the track, it's so difficult in this game. I feel some tracks you really can't even tell when the runoff areas are really big. And it's going to be interesting in qualifying because I'm sure we're going to see many invalidations, especially with the new track limits rules that are going to be observed during this weekend. So that's going to be an interesting one to watch.
Absolutely. Speaking of track limits, I think there was a message earlier on from the stewards in the Discord about track limits, because I think, especially on this track, it seems like the game allows you to get away with extending the track in more than just a couple of corners on this track. So it's important that drivers keep in mind that they have to adhere to the limits even if the game doesn't penalize you. If the stewards find you extending those limits or taking advantage of those glitches, so called, in the game, you might be liable to receive a penalty later on.
That's true, but honestly, if someone uses it to their advantage and qualifies higher, how are we going to police that? They're still going to have such an advantage on this track.
Yeah, so
So it's
this is
definitely
something
going
which
to
is
be.
going to be policed in qualifying as well. Well, there won't be any immediate penalties between the qualifying and the race, but maybe something. Oh, has he DNF'd? He has.
I
Saurabh
just.
Nayak, the first person on track, or the first person to try to put in a lap time, has DNF'd. And
That is
let's
unfortunate. Yeah.
That is really unfortunate, and I've now on board with our race winner, Shah 2224 from Belgium. Got his first win and podium in his IRL career, and let's see how he gets around on this track. He's now approaching the chicane in sector 2, and it seems like he's doing a good job in these conditions. And why is Thakurwa on an outlap? I hope he remembers he has a collie ban. Oh, he's going for a lap. No, Manan gets a 5 place grid penalty for collision with Nemesis. But
Wow,
Thakurwa
this
caught
is.
in 4K again, and he has got on. Why would he do that?
He set the fastest lap. That is the opposite of a quali ban, Thakurba.
Well, I guess He'll have to hear from the stewards again. But here comes Shah now. He has put a purple sector 2 across the finish line. He comes. Let's hope he has enough pace in that Aston Martin. Oh, it's an Alpine. It's a 27.935, so a second faster than Thakurwa. And there is a Red Bull, which is, was it Sid? It was Sid who is having some issues and is then letting people by, as is Matt Black. Oh, this is a bit of a trouble here, sector 2. If you want to let people through, it's a bit of a trouble.
There's no room at all, and it's so quick that the drivers probably don't have a lot of time to react. But I was gonna say that's so unfortunate for Saurabh Nayak. He's put himself in a tough position to get Mumbai more wins in our IRL City Championship. So
right, that is unfortunate for him, and it looked like a good, decent banker of a lap, at least until that point where he lost traction. And Swaggy Boy has retired.
oh my gosh.
So we have 2 retirements already, and Swaggy was retired after putting in a lap time. Meanwhile, Ace, I think he got a podium as well, and I think this traffic is going to be an issue, especially in sector 3.
Yeah, Swaggy Boy went off just after turn 1, it seems, and I think maybe he came in the way of Thieves a little bit, but I'm not sure. But that looked like kind of a bad accident. I'm sure he kind of lost the car off traction there.
Well, Ace is TRS is enabled. What?
Is the qualifying going to get drier? That's going to make this so interesting.
Shah goes even faster, but I don't think this time will stand if the track is drying up. I think it's pretty likely that we'll see some running, because, and this would really hurt both the McLarens, who by the way are out. So both the retirements are from the McLaren train. Yeah, I realized that after Caesar put in a comment in the chat, but it seems like it's going to get dry, at least from the race control. We've seen the DRS is enabled, and riding on board, I can see still see some spits of rain falling, but it seems to have eased up. And Yash Gosalia, who's on a lap right now, you can see so many drivers in the pits as well. Nirvana and that thing.
Yeah,
what is he doing?
Manan is selected the softs, it seems. I'm not sure if he's out yet, but
yeah, Manan is in the softs. He's in the pits. He's in the pits, but he has selected the soft tires. So 11 minutes to go, and I think the drivers might want to wait for some time and get some dry running in, because the track is going to get drier. And as you know, Nirvana, this track is really notorious for overtaking, so it's important that you qualify as higher as possible. While the alternate strategy does work sometimes, but you still want to have track position over other cars. And making his debut in IRL is Gagan Singh in the Alfa Romeo. I believe you know him, Shadow, a little bit.
Yes, actually, he is a friend of mine from before my F1 days, and so it's good to see them A, playing the game, and B, actually being very quick. We know that Swaggy Boy took pole last time, so let's see what they can do. I'm sure Gagan's also going to put on quite the show for us.
Yeah, I can see more drivers. Nemesis KB has selected a pair of softs, a set of softs. Suraj has now selected a set of softs. So more and more drivers trying that, as Sid Venkatesh has gone P2. But yeah, the track is definitely getting drier here, and I think
I can already see it. It's and honestly, on this game, the track dries out really, really quick. So if people in the last few minutes of qualifying can get out there and put a good lap, they're going to make people like Swaggy Boy be feeling really, really upset right now. Because if he'd just waited, he could have honestly had a good run on dry tires. So
absolutely. Now Thakurwa has finally retired in the pits, but that is not what a qualifying ban means. He might still end up starting third last.
That's very interesting. I think I just saw Sid extend track limits but not get a DNF or like a invalidation.
A warning? Okay,
I think
anyway,
so.
coming in.
But that is interesting. I think he probably did that because he knew he went wide over there.
It's either that or he wants to come back into the pits quickly and put on a set of soft tires or medium tires. Let's see if someone tries medium. Easy level bot, by the way, is on the mediums. So who's that still going around? Is that, I think that was a Haas. It was Nemesis KB, and he's going on a set of soft tires. So Thakurwa has more or less retired himself, but Nemesis is on his lap, and Shadow, do you want to take us through this lap?
Yeah, sure. Through turn 1, he gets decent traction off, already showing that the dry tires are definitely the correct choice over here. Let's see how it is for the rest of the track. I wonder if there are different rates of drying, but through turn 2, he's kind of very cautious on the accelerator. I'm sure he doesn't want to spin off and have a DNF like he's seen from other people in this lobby, but he stays well off the curb down into turn 4, and honestly not the quickest line through there, so he's being very, very cautious on this lap. I'm unsure if it's going to be a competitive time, but I bet it's going to be much quicker than the time in the wets. And Shah has already put in a 127.4, indicating... Oh wait, that was on the wets, my bad. But
That was on the wets, yeah.
Yeah, through into sector 2, again he's very cautious, I think, not going too hard on this lap.
It seems like he is always a gear up. I'm not entirely sure, but it doesn't even go full throttle for most corners, so...
Yeah, I feel maybe it's a spectator glitch, because I'm hearing some weird engine noises.
Let's see if we can ride on board with our race winner Shah from last time and see. Yeah, this looks much more like a qualifying lap, as he's into turn 2 now, as Nemesis goes faster with a 25.3, but that time will soon be beaten, and Shah has invalidated his lap. That is really unfortunate. What are others doing?
A good time to talk about Shah's wheel and pedal issues.
Yeah, you had some update on his hardware issues.
Yeah, apparently his pedals are having, I think, some calibration issues where they...
Suraj, yeah, go on.
So he is having to play on different throttle saturation and linearity and dead zone. So I think his last report was that it feels very, very weird in the slow speed corners especially. So let's see what he can do, or if it affects his pace at all. But it's going to be interesting to watch.
Suraj goes faster to the 17.4. But
that is very quick.
Yeah, that is quick, but I think he might have extended that turn which stewards said you do not, or you should not. So I think he will be under the... As I'm seeing a lot of love for Gagan. And alright, let's see what Gagan does in on a mediums.
Oh my god, some Gagan love in the chat. It's going crazy right now.
Absolutely. 31 people watching. This is probably not what we're used to.
Wow,
let's see what Shah does this time. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see what Shah does this time. This time he's much more cleaner through there. And running into turn 4 now, taking a lot of curve. Had to lift off considerably at the apex of the corners. Easy level bot goes faster to 17.4, and Shah now approaching the chicane goes into the third gear and riding a lot of curve again. That was a lot of curve taken, but I think his car could take it into the SS section now, where you have to be very, very careful with your steering input, because that's where you can lose or gain a lot of time, as now Shah is well within the track limits, has gone fastest. Yeah, purple sector 2, and I think we are assuming that those lap times will further decrease as the track gets drier and drier, as into the final few corners does go Shah and across the finish line. Let's see what this lap is going to be. It's going to be a 117.3, so both the Alpines are 1 and 2 right now, and I don't think we have seen the last of them as well. Sid Venkatesh, what a lap! 15.0, that's one.
Really enjoying that new SF1000, isn't he?
You know what, just let me check how many comments we have had. 158 already. Is there some bot? God. Is there some bot which is just writing Gagan Singh wins? Because
I think there comments are
absolutely, absolutely
Gagan clearly has a big fan following. So let's go. Let's give him some onboard time. He's going out on the mediums.
He's still in the pits, according to me.
Out, yeah. Let's see when he's
Manan,
out.
by the way, is completing his lap. He's improving as well. Let's see if he can go faster even. He has displaced his teammate. 16.9, but that lap...
way off the pace from Sid, yeah.
Now Sid, Yash Gosalia, 16.3, so 15.3 rather, so that's more like it. What easy...
Yash Gosalia is also very, very quick. That was a good time. I'm very impressed with the times they're putting on a drying track.
Oh, easy level bot, just as we said, has retired.
Oh. Let's see where on the track that is.
Yeah, that's turn 3 or turn 1 rather, and you can see his
Oxidized
car.
just passed it.
Yeah, I was on board with Oxidized because that's what I thought he would. That's where I thought he would be, and wow. So that's his qualifying over, and I think he's not going to start P5, going by the qualifying laps people are putting in.
Let's see if he can make it through on the mediums, though. That would be good for him if he could. As we know, he is the master of the alternate strategy, so we know that he's going to be starting on those mediums or hards, regardless of what happens. So let's see if he can make it into the top 10.
Let's see. Is Yash on another lap? I'm not sure. He seems pretty fast through those corners. He is going to complete this lap. Let's see if he can snatch pole, or at least provisional pole from Sid Venkatesh. Across the line comes Yash Gosalia. He is... he's not improved, I think. Or he's improved by hardly some margin. So stays in P2, and that lap from Sid Venkatesh looks pretty tough to beat. What has Matt Black got to offer? Matt Black, if you remember, if people remember, he got in a crash along with Sid Kulkarni on the second last lap of the Belgium Grand Prix and had to DNF, but that was a really good debut from him as well. So in the Ferrari, why is in the Ferrari? Oh yeah, he's in the Ferrari along with Tanay Singh. Yeah, that's fine. Show Gagan is still on an outlap. He's going to start his
just gonna
hot lap now. So let's go on board with him, Shadow. And this time,
you gotta give the chat what they want.
Take us through this lap, Shadow.
Okay, so Gagan coming in on the mediums, a bold decision for his first qualifying in IRL. But let's see, he brakes nice and late and misses the apex on turn 1 just a little bit, but doesn't lose traction on the exit with minimal wheel spin, so I think that was good. And into turn 2, I think just a little bit too deep, again missing the apex by just a little bit, but I think Gagan definitely is carrying a lot of speed through these corners. Down into turn 4, let's see if he uses the curb. No, he doesn't, but he keeps his foot to the floor right through, and now onto the dangerous plastic curb that has led to probably over 1,000 crashes for me in F1. But yeah, and then to the chicane at the start of sector 2. Let's see what he can do into this fast flowing section. Probably one of my favorite parts of the track. You can pretty much keep it full throttle and just downshift into the corners. And Gagan does, but I think misses the apex is just a little bit too much. But I think it's still going to be a decent time, definitely close to the top 10.
Yeah, he's absolutely flying, honestly, in my opinion. He has gone purple in sector 2, I think. So this
really?
is going
I wasn't
to be...
looking at the splits.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a really good lap time. Maybe as Matt Black has gotten P1, but let's see where Gagan, the fan favorite, is going to complete his qualifying. It's 16.3. I think he still has time if he goes for one more lap. And let's see what Sid Venkatesh then has got to offer. He's still on his out lap. And that comment by Nova just cracked me up. Let's see what Shah is doing. Shah is on an out lap as well. So let's try to pick someone who's on a hot lap. Shadow, if you can just help me with that.
Okay, so on a hot lap, I think Gagan's going on another one. Honestly, he's 5 tenths down.
He's 5 tenths down. Yeah, he's 5 tenths down.
Yeah, so unfortunately,
that's not going to be improvement. Ace has just started his.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and so you want to go on board with Shah?
Yeah, let's follow Ace. I think we did go on board with Shah, but let's follow Ace around.
11 seconds up on his time, or 3 tenths up. All right, I think Ace is.
Yeah, Ace is genuinely on a good lap. And for people who are watching, don't think that the checkered flag is out. It's not out just yet. That's a game glitch, and I think the timing for the drivers is about 1.5 minutes delayed than it is for us. So the checkered flag has not still fallen yet for the drivers, as Ace is now 4 and a bit tenths up on his lap. So it should put him near Abhi or Anton, maybe between them, if he continues to keep this advantage. As yes, Caesar, people should subscribe if there are so many Gagan Singh fans, and we already gained 2 subscribers since the start of the stream. Across the line goes Ace in his Alfa Romeo, and he goes P10. So I think he lost some time there. Let's then see what Shah does. Is Shah improve? Oh my God, he's improving by 1.8 seconds. What an improvement that is.
To be fair, he was in the 17s. I think the pace is around the 15s, 14s.
Oh yeah, that's a good lap from Shah. Another man in the 15s, 15.1. Not sure why he cut across the track like that, because that wouldn't have gained him any time. And what is Team Scal doing? Team Scal is up, but he has just gotten into way of someone and he has gone into a spin. Was it Suraj who was
Oh
on us?
no.
Suraj is on a lap as well. Is he improving? He is not for now. Is anyone else on a lap, Shadow? Is Ultimate on a lap?
I am unsure. Everyone looks like they're done. I think maybe Matt Black? Oh no, he's 43 seconds up. He's just putting wear on his tires for some reason. But I guess retiring on track is illegal, so we can't fault him. But I think everyone is pretty much done at this point, and I do want to say bold moves by Gagan and Anton. The only two people who've run on the mediums, and Gagan
I think
is
they have a
putting
really good strategy advantage, honestly.
really, really good. Yes, because I think the mediums to hards. Speaking of, let's talk about strategy. What do you think, Mala?
Well, I've never driven Hungary on this game, as I've never driven a lot of tracks on this game. But if it's mediums, then yeah, mediums to hards should be fine. It also depends on what weather. I think it's going to be at least a dry start, considering the amount of dry running or the soft tire running we have seen in quali. But yeah, I think mediums to hards. I think soft runners would also want to do a one stop because they don't want to get stuck behind. Yeah.
Azun in the chat is saying mediums to wets repeatedly. So if he's not being
he is joking. Azun always jokes about wet tires. So never take Azun seriously. Take my word for it.
But if we do see rain late in the race, then the mediums are definitely the best tire right now. So
yep. And let's have a look at the grid order once again. As you can see on your screen, Matt Black takes pole for Ferrari with a 14.7, so that's quite by some margin, with Sid Venkatesh and Shah in P2 and P3, Yash Kosalia in P4, Oxidize and Suraj in P5 and P6. Good qualifying from Suraj, not that usually you see him further down the field. Gagan in his debut race in the mediums in P7, Managan, I said just Manan with a 5-place grid penalty starts P8, he will drop further down, up in P9, Anton in P10, and we will have the other grid slots once we start the formation lap. Can you just check your mic again? I'm hearing echo again of my own voice. Right. Shadow.
Malav, my headset is old.
Let's see if we can win a race and then Caesar can sponsor a new headset for you, Shadow.
Oh man, is that the criteria?
Yeah, he did that for me, so maybe he can do that for you as well. Yeah.
Oh, I tell me about your race win, Malav, while we're in this waiting period.
I would rather not do that. I would rather not do that with 20 plus people watching, because my race win was under very, very controversial circumstances. But if we do get a lull period in the race, I promise I will tell you about that.
Okay, stay tuned, everyone who is new.
Yeah. It seems a dry start, and not sure about. Are we going to get the formation lap soon?
Caesar has said dry race, boring. So I assume it's gonna be Nova also wants you to tell us the story. So we definitely have to find. Oh, Caesar says if I win 2 races this season, Caesar, a lot of stuff has to happen.
With fastest lap. Look at him just. Pile on the criteria.
Piling on the conditions. Man, a lot of stuff would have to happen to a lot of good drivers for me to win a race. Or you're going to have to teach me the ways of the controversial circumstances.
Oh, Sid Kulkarni and 2 other drivers have already been disqualified. Yeah, not a good start for the McLarens at all.
Yeah.
But this must be good for the likes of Suraj and Shah and Sid Venkatesh starting on the soft tires and not behind any medium runners, so they can get a good launch off the line, and especially with all of them with at least one podium under the belt.
Especially Matt Black, he had a race win, I think, in his hands at Belgium, and unfortunately because of the accident he was completely taken out, but I think over here he's gonna walk away with it, I think. What are your predictions for the podium?
Well, I'm going to predict Matt Black, Shah, and maybe Yash Kosalia on the podium. Let's not count out Gagan because I don't want any hate in the comments. Oh, Caesar with Swaggy Boy.
Swaggy Boy, I think easy level bot. I think Easy Level Bot is gonna get a podium.
Yeah,
I watched him race.
Easy Level Bot from P13, didn't he, in Bahrain?
From yeah, exactly.
Or was it
He's the
Belgium? No, it was
master.
Bahrain. Yeah, it was Bahrain. It's master
Whichever
of
one it was.
Yeah, it was a
Master
master
of
of
the alternate strategy.
strategy. So it's the Karnov of D1. If I
Yes,
can
Karnov
put
of yeah.
Karnov D2 rather.
Exactly.
But you can see Teevscal and Manan. Well, Manan did have a grid penalty, so he had to start on those softs. But Teevscal on the softs as well. Everyone else on the mediums in the bottom 10. So, or bottom 9 rather. Tanay Singh has not made it to the race, so that's unfortunate. But no hard tie runners. Does that surprise you, Shadow? That there are no
Yeah, I
hard tie
thought
runners
Easy
at the
Level
start?
Bot would go for the hards. I didn't. I thought he was gonna go ultimate alt strat, not just preferred strat.
alt or the alt strat.
Yeah.
Right, so we have some predictions in terms of the podium. Azun is saying Gagan Oxidize and Shah. Noah is saying Sidvi, Shah and Matt Black.
Nova.
Caesar is saying Sidvi, yeah, he got a new wheel as well, Sid. So I'm not sure if he's actually running that, because last season he did not run that. But here we go, 3 lights, 4, 5 lights on the grid. Lights out, and away we go. It's a good start from Shah, I think, in P3. I think he's overtaken Sid Venkatesh. There's a Mercedes, I think, of Yash Gosalia, who's going to run the inside. There's a little bit of contact. Shah is between the two drivers, and Sid Venkatesh is pushed off the track. Shah and Yash Gosalia now battling, and I think Shah might has the inside line for P2 as Yash Gosalia tries to go round the outside. Further behind, Sid Venkatesh. Sid Venkatesh losing a lot of positions, and Thakurva, who had a quali ban, has now picked up a place or two. What's happening up front? Shah has lost out the place to Yash Gosalia and is coming under attack from Suraj, but that was a horrible few corners for Sid Venkatesh.
Yeah, I have to say the McLarens are up quite a few places. They're also
oh, absolutely.
good.
What happened to Teeves? Teeves has lost a place. Swaggy Boy is up into P13. SSN or Saurabh Nayak has moved up a lot of places. 9 places from P19 from the back. And Sid Venkatesh is at the end of the grid. What's happening up front? It's all pretty calm in Shah's world, unless you can count a particular Suraj or 7B breathing down the neck. But it's a good start from Matt Black.
Yeah, I unfortunately have a timing glitch, so I'm seeing some people a lap down.
Yeah, that's true for me as well, so don't worry about it. We are all good, and I think it should sort out in a few seconds. Is
So
there
you want to go
anyone
on board with Swaggy Boy?
let's see what Teeves and Manan do meanwhile, because Manan is down around the outside of Teeves. Yes, he's going to try for it, and Teeves lets him through. Let's see what...
And Swaggy Boy is trying to take the place as well.
Yes.
He's trying to just take the door that was open for Manan. Oh my god, he has the inside
Swaggy
line.
Boy and Teeves are... I think Swaggy Boy is through. There was a little bit of a contact, but Swaggy Boy is through. What a start from the McLarens. Absolutely blistering.
Yeah, whoever predicted them to be up ahead, I think that was...
Oh, that's Gagan! Oh, was it Ace? It's Gagan! The chat... Oh my god, just let him go. Oh, I think he reset to track there.
Oh no.
I think he reset to track that, but Gagan has lost the car. I think that was on that curve, Shadow, you were saying. The lava curve.
I don't think he reset to track because he was just on the right side of the racing. I'm not sure. Maybe
yeah, he was, but I think he was going perpendicular in the wall. Here is Anton Hybus as he go down the inside. That's a little bit of a lunge on Ace, but Anton is still behind Ace, and he is almost running into the back of him. What's happening with Easy Level Bot and Saurabh Nayak meanwhile? It's an absolutely crazy race. It's a reset, right? Yeah, Caesar thinks as well it was a reset, not entirely sure. But now on board with SSN or Saurabh Nayak, he is not using his battery, but...
Easy Level Bot is using a lot of battery, so I think Saurabh is just trying to drain his battery out and just wait until he can make the move nice and easy. Easy Level is on the same tires as him.
Gagan Singh has a 5-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane, and round in the inside goes Swaggy Boy and takes another position on the medium tires. Look at these guys, McLarens are just running riot here. Maybe
and
it
now
was
they're together.
Yeah, maybe
so
it
they're
was
going to be running through the field together.
Yep, maybe it was a blessing in disguise to start this far back. They are already P9 and P10 on the medium tires. And look at the advantage. Matt Black has 2.3 seconds on the third lap.
And Saurabh Nayak is so much quicker than Easy Level Bot. He's almost in his gearbox
who
right
was
now.
that? Is that Gagan Singh? No, it's I think Ultimate, or maybe is it Sid Venkatesh? Someone who has gone off.
It was Ultimate. It was Ultimate.
No, it was.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was Ultimate.
Lots of wing damage. I think he was unable to make the chicane there.
And Suraj is coming under pressure from Oxidized Rage.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, Sid Kulkarni also just made a move on Abhi as Abhi went wide into the penultimate corner. And Sid Kulkarni is through, so he's also made up 4 positions, which is very impressive from him.
Speaking of making up positions, here goes Oxidize on Suraj, and I think it was a pretty standard overtake for the Haas driver. Suraj will try to fight back as Swaggy Boy and SSN or Saurabh Nayak are fighting, and Swaggy Boy is through.
Oh, do you think they are in a party chat together?
Not entirely sure, but Oxidized Rage is through, and you know I wouldn't bet it against him. He's 4 seconds behind Shah, but give him a few laps, he might make some inroads on the gap which Shah has, as the gap up front is 3.1 seconds now. So Matt Black absolutely running away with it unless someone can stop him.
Yeah, I told you, I think Matt Black is gonna run away with this one. He probably wants a race win more than anything, and I don't even think there's a free headset in it for him, so this is just for pride.
It is for pride and some points. Let's see what the McLaren driver of Swaggy Boy can do versus Easy Level Bot, who has eased up into the DRS of Anton Hyper. So it won't be that easy to overtake now. I think a kind of a DRS train is forming, unless Anton Hypers, who goes really wide there, and now he will come into under attack from Easy Level Bot. Let's see what the Mercedes driver does. He's almost on the grass. That was probably unnecessary, but
and the McLaren has gone through.
Yeah, Swaggy Boy is through, and I think there was someone who was ghosted on the track. Are they going to still struggle to go through that corner? No, so Swaggy Boy is through. Easy Level Bot has lost that position, and now on the back of Easy Level Bot losing more positions, and Swaggy now on the back of Anton Hypers, who has lost touch of Ace. So the McLaren's making real inroads into this race.
Wow,
and Caesar's prediction of Swaggy Boy getting on a podium does not look that crazy anymore, does it?
Yeah, it doesn't at all. I think Swaggy Boy is really taking opportunities where he can find them. He literally just capitalized on Easy Level Bot's mistake over there, and though it was a small one, I think he lost 2 places from it, Easy Level. So wow, these McLarens are really here to hunt for that podium, I think.
Oh, it was so close. Saurabh Nayak or SSN almost running into the back of his teammate, and it's important for them not to fight among themselves, because they have a really good chance to get some good points tonight.
Yeah,
as up podium ahead, Ace is on the back of Suraj. These are 2 very good friends, and Ace is down the inside of Suraj. Suraj tries to hang around the outside. Ace cuts the corner a little bit, and I think has gotten the place. What has Swaggy Boy? He is still behind.
I think he got the DRS there, but he didn't have. I think he didn't have the gap to make the move down there. So I think the next lap he's gonna have to wait 1 more lap to make this move on Anton. But honestly, Suraj and Ace fighting has left him in the position of a DRS. Ace has spun.
Oh, Ace has spun! I saw that.
Curb. Oh no!
Oh,
but that's 1 more place for the McLarens. And Suraj has just cut the chicane, and he did not get a penalty. And oh no, Swaggy Boy is into the back of Suraj.
Did he get some damage?
Boy has spun. Yes. Oh no, that was a terrible few corners for Swaggy Boy. I think Suraj made a mistake there. He got the corner very hard and came onto the track in a weird way. That was unfortunate for Swaggy Boy.
And there's more contact with Suraj and a McLaren, as Saurabh Nayak got a bit of a shunt from him. But Saurabh Nayak, is Suraj in the pits? No, I don't think he is. Oh, Suraj is in the pits. Yeah, Suraj is in the pits.
Yes.
But Easy Level Bot, from all this, will have gained some time on both the McLaren. Suraj gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and Easy Level Bot on the back of Saurabh Nayak, but he's not going to make any overtakes, at least on this lap. Shadow, you are getting some love in the comments, so kudos to your comms. Is Thakurva and Manan fighting?
Hey, hey, Gigi, how you doing? That's my girlfriend.
All right, all right. Manan, what a move by Thakurva. I think he just pulled a switch back there and he's through.
Wow, that's really good, and he's kind of bridging that gap. Thakurva has a lot of pace today, I think. Though he didn't serve his quali ban, so I wonder what's gonna happen after the
race. I'm glad I'm not a D2 steward right now. That's all. That's all I'll say about Thakurva's relationship with the stewards. That's all I'll say. But
well, I'm sure it's a love-hate relationship, honestly.
The race leader is in. Manan, rather Matt Black is in. Yash Gosala is in as well, and Shah is in as well. So all the three race leaders pitting. Oxidized race is in. Oh, Yash gets a 5-second penalty. Anton Hypers. So all the soft runners are pitting, and that will promote SSN or Saurabh Nayak into P1. And yeah, that's the Caesar Panotti. Matt Black goes on a set of mediums. Do you think they can go to the end? I don't think so. 27 laps on those mediums?
I don't think so. I think the hards are the move.
Yeah, but Matt look Black at how where he has come. Let's just see where he has come out. He's come out in P3, so he just has to make 2 more overtakes and he'll be the race leader anyway. So I think it's a good strategy.
He built up a big gap, but honestly he might have to pit again. I think
he will have to pit again, but he will still have track position because he has a really good lap. He has a really good gap to the drivers behind, as Suraj has come on the hard tires now. So has Anton, and so has Swiggy Boy, as well as Steve Scal. Now Sid Venkatesh languishing in P16 after that poor first lap, although not because of his fault, and at least not from my POV. But Yash Gosala and Sid Kulkarni were fighting. Yash Gosala in P6 after that 5-second penalty, so he will have to serve that in a pit stop or at the end of the race, depending on. I think he'll have to make one more pit stop at least, so he will serve that in a pit stop. But this is a battle which has been brewing for some time, at least on this lap now. Suraj on the back of Nemesis. Is Suraj going down the inside? He does, and what a move that is. And Anton
down the inside.
Yeah, and Anton loses one more position because of that, or he almost did. This is still not over.
Back through.
Yeah, Anton is through because Suraj probably made a mistake, went too deep into the penultimate corner.
Yeah, I think that's what the real race commentators would call argy bargy. from Anton right there. I think he was very upset with how.
Did they almost touch?
Wow, this is a very vicious battle between the two of them, and they bump wheels again.
This is absolutely non-stop. None of them trying to give a position to each other. I think Suraj has gone deep once again, and Anton is through once again, and Anton seems to be lagging a little bit, which will not be the best scenario for Suraj because he wants to avoid a collision. While look at that, from my POV, at least I'm riding on board with Suraj, and Anton is battling a lot. But let's turn our attention to the battle for P2 now, or at least it is probably net P1 for easy level bot or for Matt Black as we speak. But on this next straight, the Ferrari should be getting past the Mercedes pretty easily.
That is true, but honestly now is the time we have to see SSN actually putting in that gap and using the tire advantage he has over the used softs. And very, very aggressive moves there. But Matt Black, I think, is through.
He is, but he has gone a little deep, but he is through finally. Yash Gosalia on the back of Manan. So Manan still ahead, and he's still not pitted. That's very unusual. I think he's the longest soft tire runner. Is he trying a softs too hard? That's probably the only explanation. And what's happening with Suraj and Anton Hypers? Suraj still stays behind. Teeves, Cal and Sid Venkatesh, the Aston Martins are battling. And I don't think Teeves will make it very difficult for Sid to go through, as Sid Kulkarni gets a 3-second time penalty. Sid Venkatesh cuts a lot of the curb, but he is finally through.
Oh, so we're seeing so many good battles and a lot of overtaking from what you would call Monaco without walls.
Oh, there's a VSC. Is that Ultimate was round? There's a virtual safety car.
Oh yeah, it's just popped up on my screen. I think it was Gagan.
Oh, was it?
Oh, Yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on with Gagan and the leaders right now. He is not ghosted. So interesting. Let's see what happens. But do you think this is the time for SSN to pit? Yes, he does. He
And
pits
what
under
does
the
Manan do?
VSC.
Because I think Manan might pit as well under the VSC. He does, so he's in the pits as well.
Okay, this is probably a good move. If this VSC lasts just a little bit longer, then Saurabh Nayak is going to have a way shorter pit stop, a way shorter time lost in the race than
The
anyone else.
VSC is
So
still on and it's not ending just yet. So Gagan, not Gagan, but SSN or Saurabh Naik might have gotten a half of a free pit stop. It's not exactly free, but it's out in P7 and a lot of drivers in front of him has to pit. The virtual safety car is still out.
I think 3 drivers in front of him have to pit, so that puts him in net P4, which is honestly very, very close to a podium. So we could see a McLaren sitting on the podium.
This is really unfortunate for Ultimate E, who has got a drive through, and Suraj has just overtaken Anton Hypers under yellow flags, it seemed. But anyway, the safety car or the virtual safety car is now in, and Suraj now on the back or on Manan. Let's see what Suraj does. Riding on board with Anton, who is ghosted because he has left the session for now. But Suraj on those hard tires. What's happening up front? Oh, Thakurva retired. Thakurva is retired. And is that a safety car now? Yeah, it's quite possible because there are a lot of cars in that part of the track. There's a oxidized rage is going
very, very wide there. I wonder what happened. Maybe trying to avoid debris, which I believe is a thing in this game.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think if you drive over like damaged pieces of wing and stuff, it can like puncture your tire.
Oh, there's some tire banking going on between Anton, or rather Swaggy Boy and Nemesis. But Swaggy Boy is through in P11.
Oxidize is in the pits, so I think he had some damage.
Yeah, pretty sure he had damage. Manan is in the pits as well.
Oh, maybe an incident between the two of them.
Yeah, so that promotes Anton into P8. Swaggy Boy into P9, and I think there will be few more people who will gain because of those pit stops.
Yeah, but that's good for Swaggy Boy because after that unfortunate incident, I think he's managing to scrounge up something of a race. So
Absolutely.
wow, Matt Black is doing amazing. He has a 5-second gap on his level bot right now.
Yeah, so a 2-stop is quite possible for him, and someone who has caught up to Sid Kulkarni is Shah in his Alpine on those hard tires. So he has gone from softs to hards and definitely will try to go to the end of the race.
I think it is. I think that is a good strategy. I think that is in fact the predicted strategy that the game gives you. So
let's see what Sid Kulkarni does. Sid Kulkarni does stay out. I think he'll come in at the end of lap, what, 14, 15 is it? Not before that, I believe. And this is good for Shah.
Is Sid going to go to the hards? Because if he's losing pace right now, it could be worth it to just pit now, so you don't lose a lot of time in the race. Because the hards can definitely go over 25, 26 laps for sure. So
yeah, and it's good for Shah because Sid is not a slow driver by any means. So it is quite possible that he can tow Shah along for the next few laps, as Ace is trying a move on Nemesis KB and Ace is through. Let's see if Sid Venkatesh can pick his way through as well. For now he stays behind, but he is trying to go for it.
Oh no, Nemesis!
Oh, that was a pretty late defensive move. Yeah, and Shah is now on the back of Sid Kulkarni once again, and I think Shah would want to get through now because it seems like Sid Kulkarni is slowing him up, at least in sector 2. But an update from Azun is that Manan and Oxidized both had drive through, so that's why they were pitting. I'm not sure if I caught that on the stream, at least the message from the race director which we get. I did catch for Ultimate E, but not for these two. Either ways, is Shah going to make a move? He's using a lot of battery, and I think he has had enough of seeing the back of that Red Bull. He's trying to pull out of the slipstream, and he's just about not made it. Let's see if he goes for one more round.
Yeah, let's see if he can get the inside line here.
Oh, this is going to be close. They have to be very careful here, especially Shah, who's on course for a podium right now. and has to stay
I'm
behind
sure.
for one more lap. As what's happening up front, the Mercedes swapped places, and that's because Yash is on a completely different strategy to easy level bot. But oh, Suraj, what happened to Suraj? It's going very slowly there. Will lose a position to Ace as well as Anton Hyper's AI. Oh, Suraj is without a wing.
Oh no, so Sid is also going to get through and into the points. That's good for him after a great qualifying but a terrible start. So
And this is what Shah was fearing. Saurabh Nayak, with relatively fresher tires, has run into the back of him now, or caught up to the back of him, and will be putting.
this is the move for the podium, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's pretty much that, and Anton Hypers has joined back, but Shah probably would have wanted to make that move a lap or two earlier. Let's see if he can get Sid Kulkarni this time around, but Saurabh Nayak is not far behind. Let's see what Shah does. Does he go down the inside once again? Yes, he does, and he is pretty much alongside this time. Sid Kulkarni trying to hold it around the outside, and Shah is finally through. Let's see if Saurabh Nayak or SSN can make a move as well. Down the inside he goes. Oh, that's a little bit of a contact.
No, his wing. Is his wing damaged? I'm unsure. He is stuck on the road.
I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure it is.
And Swaggy Boy has caught up to Saurabh Nayak. That is so unfortunate that they're meeting again.
Here is Manan, by the way, on the back of Nemesis, and Manan on those fresher medium tires. The move is still not done, and not riding on board with Teevscal here. Manan cuts across and takes P11.
Let's see if Teeves can also get in there and overtake Nemesis.
I think he's going to get a really good run, but he has to lift off because that turn is such move that it's not something which is expected. Now let's see when Sid actually pits. There's a yellow flag. Is that Swaggy Boy? It is Swaggy Boy.
Oh, it is a... Oh no.
And it's a virtual safety car again. Does Sid Kulkarni pit now? Oh, he has just passed the pit entry. That's unfortunate
that is so
for him.
unfortunate
Yeah,
for
he
Sid.
just passed the pit entry.
Oh. So Shah going very slow to obviously get the delta right, and Sid almost goes into the back of him.
Yeah, I saw that, and Swaggy Boy is without a front wing. His whole front wing is gone. It's red.
Oh my god, he could have made it to the end on those tires as well, so that is he's gonna be so frustrated with himself after this. But still good pace by him. But oh, and a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. He is going to
So
be
his race has
finished.
gone, his session has gone from bad to worse to really good to bad to worse. So that's that's the oscillation for his race.
I think at least Saurabh Nayak is safe.
Oh,
safe
Ultimate
from
has
front wing
another
damage.
drive-through.
Oh my. Ultimate did tell me that his goal in this race was not to compete but to complete. So
At this point, yeah, he might not be able to complete the race because if you get too many warnings or penalties, you get disqualified. Exactly. Anton Hypers gets a drive-through now, and that was just as the VSC was ending.
Oh, I think that probably the timing was probably so close that he. Oh, yellow flag in sector 3.
I don't see any cars going very slowly, but Oxidized Rage is on the back of Manan, and Sid Kulkarni is finally in the pits. So had he pit a lap earlier, that would have been really good for him. But let's see where he comes out. He'll come out maybe ahead of Ace. Yeah, I think he'll come out ahead of Ace.
Yes, I think he might.
It's a long pit stop. I don't think it's going to come out of Ace because I think he has lost some part of his wing and his pit crew is repairing that. Is he going to come out ahead of Anton Hypers? Let's see.
This is going to be close, but they're teammates, so I hope.
Anton Hypers in the pits, but Sid Kulkarni is through. Is out in P7, and here goes Oxidized Rage down the inside, and yeah, that's pretty much closing of the door from Manan, I think. And Swaggy Boy now Ultimate E trying to serve his drive-through has gotten a 5-second time penalty in the pit lane. That's really unfortunate for him. There's an Alpine. What's that? Abhi and Swaggy Boy are fighting. But I think there was some blue-colored car going really off
Oh
in
no,
Sector
hopefully
3.
it wasn't Suraj maybe?
It was Anton, maybe? I'm not sure. But Suraj, speaking of Suraj, has come out on a set of soft tires. Now, what is his? What do you think
And
is
he's
plan
in the
here?
pits again. I don't know. I think Suraj is now probably just messing around. But either way, I think I see a lot of love in the chat for Matt Black, saying Matt Black to Div 1. I think with the pace he's showing, that's
Oh, Suraj
definitely a
has
reality.
retired in the pits. I think he has had enough of this race. But
Yeah.
Teves is a bit of a sandwich between Oxidize and Manan. Oxidize, remember, was trying to overtake Manan but couldn't on the last lap and was involved in an incident. Let's see if he can get past Teves here, but never mind that. Teves is almost trying to overtake Manan. Oh,
no.
Oxidize! Did he run into the back of Teves there?
Yes,
I think he did.
I heard a bump. So
Oh
I'm
my
sure
god,
he
you
did.
heard a bump.
Yep.
Were you riding on board with any of them by
I
any
am
chance?
riding on board with Oxidize, yeah. But it's a close battle, but like Thieves and Oxidize fighting is that Manan kind of gapped them a little bit, so let's see if Manan can... Someone said in the chat earlier, Manan's channeling his inner Alonso today, so he's in an Alpine.
He's an Alban and
So
he was
let's see.
putting in some good defensive work as Easy Level Bot finally pits after 18 laps on those medium tires and is going to come out way I think he'll come out in P5, so still has a lot of catching up to do to Saurabh Nayak.
But still he's come from around P11 to P5 and I think that's respectable. Though I don't know if he should have gone so long on the medium tires.
Well, what's happening with Manan and Sid Kulkarni? Sid Kulkarni! Why is his car ghosted? Did he lose his car somewhere?
I think he did spin and lose around 4 positions there, so that was very, very unfortunate. I think the
And
Red
now
Bulls are not having a great day.
Oxidized Rage on the back of Teves. This is going to be rather simple. Maybe there's still tire banging and Teves has to yield that position. Oh, Swaggy boy!
Oh my god.
How many incidents will he get involved in?
I think
As
he is
Teves has
fast
gone
but is
deep
not
there.
consistent from the last 2 races, but let's see, hopefully he can refine that. League racing does tend to chisel you down and sculpt you into a clean, good driver, so let's see.
He has so much pace, the McLaren driver, as you could see in both Spa as well as Hungary. But that's a message
Yeah.
from Suraj. I would rather not read it out, but what's happening with Sid Kulkarni now? Oxidize is through, so he has been kind of unleashed. And Sid Kulkarni on the back of Teves now, with a significant difference between their tire lives. So
Yeah,
Sid
Thieves
Kulkarni-
actually was putting up a good defense, but there was a lot of tire banging with Oxidize on the pass there. Thieves did not let that position go down the straight after turn 1, so it was a good, interesting little piece of battle to watch. But
yeah, and it's trying to
think
take
Teves-
different lives through the lines through the last 2 corners. And Sid Kulkarni is now on the back of Teves. This should be easy with a bit of DRS, slipstream as well as battery. And Teves tries to defend the inside line. Both
Oh,
of them
no.
in the wall.
and Thieves' wing is gone.
And I'm pretty sure Sid Venkatesh is through now. Sid Kulkarni, does he have damage? I'm not sure. Sid,
I think Sid is safe, but I think that Thieves has no front wing whatsoever.
those are more incidents than I would have liked in the first 20 laps of the race.
Yeah, there's still around half the race to go, so let's see what happens.
And there's another
And-
virtual safety car, by the way. Shah is now into P2, and this has helped Yash massively. This virtual safety car is a wing change for Yash. Whoa, did not expect that.
What happened to Yash Gosale over there?
So wing change for him. Sid Venkatesh gets a drive through after finally pulling his race together. He gets a drive through. I
This
think these
is
people
so
need some
unfortunate.
lessons from Caesar about how to manage a drive through or not get a drive through under the VSCs. But Easy Level Bot is P4, Yash Kosala is P5, he's out now. So he still has a chance
So-
at podium here, I think. Yash.
Yeah, Easy Level Bot is on fresh hards in P4, And the two guys in front, I think Shaw can go to the end, but Matt Black, is he going to make it 15 more laps on those mediums? I don't know. Oh, he's going in. Matt Black's going in.
Well, he's definitely going in, and I think he'll come out ahead of Shah. So 23 laps or 23 seconds is the gap. I think he might just come out ahead of Shah, so he's not under any kind of threat.
Shah's about to hit the final corner, so let's see. Well, either way, he's going to be very quick once he gets out of the pits. He's on fresh
This is going to be close, but I think Matt will just about have it. So riding on board with Shah now, you can see the red of Matt, and that's going through turn 1 now. So Matt is through, and that's a perfect execution of a 2-stop. What's happening with Oxidize and Manan? And I think Manan has an excursion, and Sid Venkatesh is through as well. But Sid Venkatesh, remember, has to serve his drive-through. So that's not going to help his race at all. That's really unfortunate for Sid. He was, and now he's on the look at the he's on the mediums. Ace is in the pits as well. Is he serving a drive-through?
Ace, let's see. I'll let you know.
He has no reason to pit unless there's some wing damage. Yeah, he's a drive-through. I don't see any pit crew coming out. So that is unfortunate for him as well. He's serving a drive-through. So drive-throughs have ruined so many races.
Yeah, we've seen so many. I wonder why.
Sid Venkatesh. I think that was very ambitious move on Oxidized Rage, and he has lost some time. Hopefully not wing. Swaggy Boy is now on the back of Sid Kulkarni. This race is absolutely non-stop. I never thought I'll have such a hectic race around Hungary. I thought people will be driving around behind each other and just following for lap after lap, but
let's
that's
see if
not
Swaggy
the case.
can get by.
He might just...
Oh, yes. Oh no! No, Sid. Did he just damage his wing again? Swaggy's race has been such a roller coaster. I think he has end plate damage on the right side, unfortunately. Swaggy is not going to be happy with Sid Kulkarni. I think they've had more than one incident this race.
And Swaggy is now being overtaken by Ace, who had just served his drive-through. So even after serving a drive-through, Ace is still within the points. And imagine if he had not served a drive-through. But a lot of incidents
Ace
for Sid Kulkarni for sure in the Red Bull tonight. We'll have to wait and see what other drivers say about that. Yeah, he's serving his drive-through. So Manan, can he go for 12 more laps on this tires?
I think. I don't think so. Honestly, if I'm going to be really honest, I think Matt Black probably showed that the mediums would not last very long. So I think Manan's going to have to pit again, but he has put up a great masterclass in defense this race, and he's managed to keep his position and capitalize on other people getting penalties and whatnot. So he's driving a great race. So let's see. Swaggy Boy's in the pits again.
Yeah, I just was witnessing his pit stop. He's on the soft tire, so imagine some purple lap times for him if he's in clean air. But it's really unfortunate. Look at where McLaren is, Saurabh Naik, and look at where Swaggy Boy is. He could have had such... And Saurabh Naik is coming around to lap, I think, his teammate. Yeah, that's Saurabh Naik behind him.
That's a Monaco moment right now.
Yep, imagine being lapped by a teammate where both of you started like almost at the back of the field, but this is unfortunate. And now almost losing the car again, Swaggy Boy on that curb.
This is Swaggy Boy will definitely have to build his consistency if he wants to put those double McLaren points or podium finishes. But it was a beautiful drive in the beginning, watching the two of them go through the field together. That was something to watch, so I'm glad we got to see that at least. But right now the gaps look quite big around the field. There really are no close battles. Oh,
there's a yellow flag, sector 2. Is that Gagan? It is Gagan. Yash Gosalia, by the way, gets a 3-second time penalty. So I think I was just going to ask you, Shadow, if you think Yash can get a podium here, because he's catching Saurabh Naik or SSN pretty quickly on those mediums. But now with the 3-second time penalty, first he has to pass. What is Gagan doing here?
Yeah,
is he trying to get out of the way?
Thing, passing is another.
Yeah, especially on this track, and his medium tires, Yash's medium tires will also not be that great around here. So
And honestly, the leading pack is so far ahead now that they're lapping a lot of cars. So these guys are gonna have DRS pretty much all the time, I feel, given how much the field is spread out. So yeah, there's pretty much cars on every part of the track right now. So yeah, these leaders are actually looking in a great place, especially P2 and P3 who are on pretty old tires at this point. So
absolutely, and Swaggy Boy has made his way past Abhi, who is in P14 in the Williams.
And now past Nemesis. I'm watching from SSN screen actually. As Swaggy is showing some amazing pace, though he's a ghost.
Oh, Gagan gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Does he have damage?
I think he did from his last off. But that's his second 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
And Sid has tried to got past Anton Hypers here, but he's going to get another shot at it because he did not complete the move. Into turn 1 there's more contact, but he's finally through, and the Red Bull has to settle for P11 for now. And you would think that Sid will definitely finish ahead of Anton because of his tire compound advantage, but Abhi on the back of Nemesis.
Do you think Sid has damage that he hasn't bid for?
Oh, there's a sector 3 yellow flag.
It's an AlphaTauri. I think it's ultimate. Yes, it was ultimate. Ultimate is the Mahavir Raghunathan right now. Maybe a minute off the last guy.
Oh, well, man. He has been very unfortunate with 2 drive-thrus under 2 VSCs. So imagine what that would do to a race.
Yeah, that's the minute, I guess, right there.
Yep. And he's not a minute behind the leader, mind you. He's 30.
Minute behind P16.
Yeah, if you want to see what the leader is behind, is 13. Is it 13 laps behind the leader?
No way. But it's possible.
No, I think that's some glitch. There's no way he's 13 laps behind.
2 laps behind. 2 laps behind. He's 13 lap old hards right
now. Yeah, that's such a noob moment. He is 2 laps behind the leader.
Swaggy Boy Swaggy Boy is nicely picking up the DRS from the leaders right now. He's about to overtake Shah.
And I think Shah would be more than happy to let him through because Shah can get towed around because of this. And
yeah, that is fair.
Let's see, are there any other battles? I think Sid has cleared Anton Hypers with ease. And what we need right now is a safety car, basically.
I would call this a lull period.
I was hoping you wouldn't say that. Oh, there's a yellow flag. I hope it's not Shah. I really hope it's not Shah. Oh, it's Sid
who's around. Oh no. And with no front wing, so that's gonna... Oh my god,
well, so much for lull period.
So much for lull period. Swaggy Boy is gonna get a place, I believe. Up to P11, so that's decently into the points for him after a pretty much devastating race, I guess you could call it.
Yeah, he is going to get some points. Well, he's going to get points anyway if he's in P12, but now he will overtake Sid Venkatesh. And I think Abhi will make his way through as well, and so will Nemesis. So Sid will drop out of the points for sure. There's a virtual safety car again. I think, is that the third virtual safety car we have had?
I think it is the third, but are we running on DFC reduced? Oh Oof. No.
No way. Teams has a drive-through under the VSC.
I think Teams should just retire at this point.
That's one thing Teams doesn't do. It doesn't give up until the end of the race, and that's why we like him, as Yash Gosalia is lapping Abhi. So Yash, who was about 8 seconds behind SSN about 3 or 4 laps back, is now within 2.7 of the McLaren driver. So
well, the laps are counting down, so he needs to make
laps are counting down, but he has a 3-second time penalty as well, so that's where his time penalty might cost him. But I think the podium is still up for grabs, and Saurabh Naik or SSN has also slowly but surely catching up to Shah, who is losing time.
Shah's tires are going to be feeling pretty second hand now, and SSN probably has 3 laps of a pace advantage, at least a tire advantage against Shah.
So I have a bad feeling about this. Does Shah have damage? I have a really bad feeling about this. Shah is losing time hand over fist here. There's no visible damage, but his tires wouldn't have fallen off the cliff just like that. I mean, the tire difference is just 3 laps, the tire age. So
well,
not
as you said, it is a cliff, so it could be a very sharp difference we see for sure.
Skagan puts in the fastest lap of the race, but a race to forget or a debut to forget for him. But Saurabh Nayak and Yash Gosal are both closing in on Shah, and this is going to be very tense last few laps for the podium
So at
positions.
least we're getting a good battle for the podium, because Matt Black is 11 seconds up on Shah right now. That is... we thought Shah was sandbagging, but apparently Matt Black was sandbagged by Silkur Kaldi in the last race.
Yeah,
So-
and Sid Venkatesh, by the way. Oh, what happened to Nemesis?
Nemesis, he is DNF'd. Is this going to be a safety car? Did you...
Oh, there's
It
a
is a
safety
safety
car!
car.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Where is Shah?
I think Shah and
Oh.
SSN have to pit for softs right now. They have to pit.
Did I just jinx it by saying we need a
I
safety
think you
car?
did,
at
but
the
this
end?
is amazing. This is what we needed. This is going to be so spicy.
Well, Matt
to
Black
us.
is definitely going to pit, in my opinion. He's 15 seconds. And I think Shah
Sid,
will pit as
Manan,
well.
Thieves.
Because
Okay. Thieves can't serve his drive-through under the
under
safety
safety
car.
car,
so
no, he cannot.
That's honestly pretty bad for him.
Let's see what the leader does. He's in the pits. Matt Black is in the pits. What does Shah do here? Oh, he has to
Matt
slow
Black
down
is
for
in
the
the
dive,
pits.
for the delta. But I think they have a good enough gap to easy level bot who is in P5, and I think that's the right decision by Shah to pit. Saurabh Naik pits. So does easy level bot. And
Amazing. This is
so does
and
Yash
so
Gosalia,
does Yash
sorry.
Gosalia.
Yeah, so does Yash Gosalia. Easy level bot
Do you
is...
think Yash Gosalia should have gone for the track position there? I don't know.
Well, he could have, because he's just following the leaders right now. Does Shah have a wing damage? No, he does not. That's great. Is he going out now? He does. He's out in P2. And Saurabh Nayak has lost a position to Yash Gosalia there.
Oh my god, how did that happen?
Absolutely
it's very
no
close.
idea.
Do you think he was held up? He was probably held up.
Yeah, maybe by someone else in the pit lane. But
I think
well,
Yash probably... Wow, I said he was losing track position and he just took my words and slapped them right back in my face and gained track position back. So that was really good by him. But this is going to be a straight shot to the finish there. It's just going to be a raw pace and...
thank God
Let's
I
see what's
don't have to tell people how I got my first race win, because there is no lull period now. And
Well, one of these races, maybe at like Monaco or something. Yeah, we're not even racing there.
yeah, we're not
You're
racing
gonna
with
tell me.
Monaco this season.
I wish we were. I love that track.
Yeah, we can do that in career mode and stream. We'll all watch. But
Yeah,
as
let's
far
do
as,
co-op career, Malav. Come on, co-commentator career. Let's do it.
co-op is something which I planned with Shah, by the way, and it
Oh,
just
man.
never took off.
Oh yeah, so see, with me, I will pester you till it does. Don't worry.
Well, Anton Hypers is the only driver who is on the hard tires. Everyone else is on a set of soft tires. So
He's gonna get swallowed alive. I think this is also good for Swaggy Boy and people like that who have a lot of pace but have been disadvantaged throughout the race. So honestly, let's see what happens. Honestly, the top 10 I think are up for grabs right now. Like anyone could have it,
Yeah,
other
and-
than Anton Hypers. He is definitely not going to be in the top 10 at the end of the safety car.
yeah, let's see if he comes in actually, because he might.
Yeah,
It might benefit
should.
him to come in, and even if he will
Anton,
drop
if you're
out.
listening, go in.
Yeah,
Go
see,
box,
you can
box,
see
box.
there's a huge gap between Sid Kulkarni and Swaggy Boy. So at most he's going to lose one position.
Oh, Swaggy Boy's DNF'd.
Oh.
Oh my god, what the hell?
How do you DNF on a straight?
How do you DNF on a straight on the safety car?
Oh, on a safety car, under a safety car as well. Yeah.
How, Swaggy Boy, Swaggy Boy? What did you do? Did I curse you? If I cursed you, I'm really sorry. That was. And let's see if Ultimate
it?
can unlap himself 4 times under the safety car.
Unfortunately, they don't allow that. But was he swerving on the straight to
You
get
think he pulled a Mick
temperature?
Schumacher and crashed under the safety car?
Was he trying to get his
Swiggy boy.
tires under the temperature? I'm not sure. Anton, by the way, has not pit. So
Oh my gosh. This is, well, let's see. Thieves is in the points. Thieves, you are a legend, man. You are a legend. More points for Thieves.
yeah, and he might get more than one, judging by the strategy of the Red Bull driver of Anton. So
Yeah, but
you
it's
never
hard to
know.
pass. Honestly, I hope there's no contact while trying to get past him because this is going to be a lot of anxious drivers with a lot of DRS catching up to him really quick. So,
Yeah, and the Saurabh Nayak has a 5-second penalty for collision with Abhi, who is a lapped car.
where
Safety car is in this lap, by the way.
does he have wing damage?
Let's see. That is very important.
No, he can get that removed, I hope.
Well, the 5-second penalty can get removed if it's nonsensical, but let's see what the top three do. And Yash Gosalia's 3-second time penalty is what Shah would keep in mind while fighting for positions. Matt Black has already gone, and Shah has 2 lapped cars in front of him. So let's see if they move out of the way pretty quickly. But look at the gap which Matt Black has, 2.5 seconds already. Shah is making his way through. Let's see what SSN or Saurabh Nayak does. Is he going to go for a dive bomb? He does,
Oh
and
no! What a lunge!
that was a lunge and a half, and they're still fighting. And let's see who comes out on top in turn 2. I think the McLaren has to stay back. Yash had the inside line. There's so many lapped cars in between. Shah and Matt Black have ran away with this. Manan on the back of Oxidized Rage, who's on the back of Easy Level Bot. Does Oxidized Rage go for it?
Gagan has spun. Gagan has spun.
Oh, Gagan has spun. I can see that. And Oxidized Rage trying a move on Easy Level Bot. It's still not done. He's trying in all the corners he possibly can. And Manan has gone a little bit wide there. And let's see from an off-board if Oxidized Rage can actually make its way past the Haas driver. But what a start from Matt Black. 3.4 seconds in 2 sectors, Shadow.
Yeah, that is amazing. He definitely has a lot of pace. That is very impressive. But I think he probably caught Shah napping there and got an amazing start.
Yeah, well, Shah had usually 3 cars in between, so I don't blame him. I mean, 3 lap cars in between, and the game doesn't allow lap cars to unlap themselves. So
yeah, that is definitely a bug they need to fix. I don't know if it's a bug or if it's really what happens, but I believe lap cars are allowed to pass the safety cars. So.
Well, Easy Level Bot is still ahead of Oxidized Rage, so that's not something which he would like. And what is Anton Hypers doing? He is...
Oxidized Rage is closing so fast on Easy Level. Is he going to make a move around here? No, he's going to stay behind. That's probably the good move, but Easy Level is coming under a lot of pressure, so I think a move is definitely...
I'm wondering how much blue flags Abhi has got right now. He's not letting these people through. He's battling for positions almost, and
I think it is really messing them up, honestly.
Look at Oxidized Rage just going off track
there.
because of that. Abhi has to let them through here, as now he gets a 3-second time penalty. I think that is for ignoring yellow flags, if I'm not wrong. We have 2 more laps to go in this race. Yash has caught up to within a second of Shah, but Shah has no penalties, so this could be 2 podiums in a row for Shah 2224. As Abhi, come on, get out of the way please now. Sector 2 yellow flag. Is it Gagan? He's retired.
On track?
No, I think that's the lava curb.
Oh yeah, the lava curb. I like that name.
Yeah, that's
Oxidized is going to be so upset with Abhi right now. He's given Easy Level Bot DRS if it's enabled, and Easy Level Bot has just walked away with it. He's 9/10 up on Oxidized right now. Wow.
Well, finally Abhi has given the position, but he's getting more blue flags because of drivers behind him. But 1.5 laps to go, and it seems like our top 3 are going to be Matt Black, Shah and Yash Gosalia. Well, SSN...
Yash is close to the back of Shah.
Yeah, he is, but he has a 3-second time penalty. So even if he passes, he will have to make up those 3 seconds, which probably is not going to happen in the laps which are left. But Caesar is asking for 1 more DNF. I don't know why that is. Maybe he's just being a sadist. How many penalties?
Gagan DNF'd and kind of is edging closer to his prediction. So
yeah, so he needs 1 more DNF for that.
Yeah, just 1 more.
Can you just check how many time penalties, how many seconds of time penalties does Abhi have? Because I want to see if Thieves can get P11 here.
Abhi, yes I can. He is. I believe he just has 1 3 second, and that's because of 3 track limits warnings. He has 3 track
Alright,
limits
okay. So
warnings.
Teams will still get P12 and that's 1 point. So Teams will have a points finish again, and Anton Hypers, by the way, is still going around in P9, and is
Wow,
Sid
what happened to Sid?
Venkatesh?
Why is Sid a minute behind him?
Yeah, it baffles me as well. It's behind SSN on track, but it seems like, oh, Oxidized Rage and Easy Level Bot once again. They're already on the last
Oxidized.
lap, by the way.
Yeah, he definitely has the pace, Oxidized. I think he's got to make this move. I think that's going to be the battle to watch, because the top 4, top 5 have decently spaced out now. I don't think they're going to fight for positions, but...
We'll have to wait and watch.
Doing a great job to defend. I think P11 to P5 is a great drive from
But
them.
Matt Black, what a commanding win from him. Weaves across the line. It's the first win for him in IRL. Shah with a consecutive podium in P2. Yash Gosalia is going to finish in P3 with Saurabh Nayak in P4. Can Easy Level Bot get him? Yes.
Oxidized Rage has a penalty as well. I didn't even.
Oxidized Rage does have a penalty. He finishes in P6. Manan in P7. Sid Kulkarni, after a race which was very, very hectic for him at least, filled with incidents, finishes in P8 with his teammate finishing in P9 on the hard tires.
So now the question is, does SSN get... Oh, I'm so sorry if you were going through. My bad.
No, that's okay. We'll go through the race classifications on the main screen. Until then, you can probably invite our podium getters, which is Matt Black, Shah, and Yash Gosalia. 513 comments. I cannot imagine what the Gagan Singh Love has done to this stream.
Yeah, and 17 viewers through and through. That's
yeah,
good.
And I think it was 31 one point in time.
That was when the Gagan party was
yeah.
in. Yeah.
Well, so I'll run through the race classifications once again until you end. People who have gotten the podium, as Matt Black finishes in P1 with Shah as a consecutive podium in P2. Yash Gosalia in P3. That's your podium. I think there might be changes after the next cars because there were a few penalties dished out. Easy Level Bot in P4. SSN or Saurabh Nayak in P5. Oxidized Rage in P6. Manan in P7, Sid Kulkarni in P8. Good recovery drives from both of them after getting involved in incidents. Anton Hypers in P9, Sid Venkatesh had a drive-through and finished P10. Abhi was lapped but finishing in P11. Teeves gets a point as well in P12. Those were the people who got points. I think Ultimate was the only other driver who finished the race. And apart from that, the non-finishers were Gagan, Swaggy Boy, who had a really roller coaster of a race. Ace in P16, Nemesis in P17, Suraj retired in the pits in P18, and Thakurva in P19.
What's Shah's username?
So it's Shah-224.
224.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
People sometimes put 22.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Yeah, that's what I was doing as well.
So
I'm getting a lot. Yeah.
Gagan has 7 pit stops.
Oof. 7 pit stops. So Yash has joined. So Yash, while we wait for others to join, if you can just ensure that your audio sharing settings are on.
Yeah. Oh, video changed every time.
Just check every time if you can, as we have all the podium getters in. So yeah, please just check that your audio sharing settings are on in party settings. As I don't know why. Azun, are you having a seizure right now?
Or is he having a seizure?
Oh my god, Azun, seriously. I mean, you're just spamming right now. But let's start with Yash then, Shadow.
Yeah, you can hear me, right?
So Yash, yep.
We can hear you. I think we can hear on the stream as well. So
Yash, great race from you. Great pace.
Thanks.
Remind me where you started again?
P4 I think, or P5, I'm not sure. One of those.
Yeah, so
it
great
started
drive up to
P4,
the
yeah.
front. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think maybe you might lose the place to SSN at the end. I don't know if he's gonna get that 5 seconds removed. But either way, you guys had some great battles, and I think that your strategy worked off pretty well. And what did you think at the last safety car, like when everyone was on a fresh set close together?
I was actually paying close attention to SSN in front of me, trying to figure out if he was going to pit or not pit. So as soon as I saw him and the front runners going into the pits, I went into the pits as well. I messed up a bit with my first pit stop when I got the 5-second penalty on speeding in pit lane. Otherwise, I think that we were on for a. I was on to Arjun in the first lap, but then I just started dropping back. He had really good pace today.
Yeah, Arjun was
Congrats,
crazy.
Arjun.
Arjun is matte black for those who don't know.
Okay.
We didn't know. I didn't know that either.
Yeah. But yeah, Yash, great. So, how did you overtake SSN in the pits? That's one thing
That I was shocked as well. I'm not sure. I really don't know how I got him there, but I jumped him, bro. I jumped him somehow in the pits.
Okay, yeah, that was surprising for us to see. We were talking about how maybe you should have stayed out and got the track position. But you managed to get track position anyway, so that was pretty good.
Exactly. Yep.
But yeah, and how was the lap cars? This is a question to all of you all. How were the lap cars like problematic for you guys up in the front?
They were ghosting, bro. But the only issue was that you can't see the lines once they start coming in front of you. You know, even though they're ghosting, it's really hard to judge the braking points and all that as well.
Oh no.
That's the only issue. Apart from that, I think it's fine.
Update is Saurabh Naik says that his teammate pitted right in front of him, so he double stacked, and that's why he lost the place in the pits.
Oh, okay. SSN is Saurabh Naik.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Saurabh Naik.
Oh, okay.
But
Bro,
anyway,
you went on a crazy dive bomb into me on turn 1, bro.
Yeah,
He definitely
We
tried
saw
to
that.
Ricciardo there.
We saw that.
we got that on stream. But I think you did break way earlier than he did, so maybe it was.
I mean, bro, I don't know. I mean, I was braking at the same point. I was braking all the while, so probably we used 2 different braking points.
Yeah, but that was a good battle. We're lucky we got that. But anyway, on to you, Malav. You have any questions?
Yeah, for Yash, did you expect to finish on the podium after having 3 pit stops? I know the last one was under the safety car, but
I will be bluntly honest, bro. I was expecting a P2. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
I'm
all
not
right.
gonna lie, bro. Because that if at all I take out that again the same rookie mistake of speeding in the pit lane, I think I would have been ahead of Shah.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically, yes.
We love these podium interviews where
bro, since this is my 3rd race, bro, hypothetically I could have won Bahrain also.
and I like the confidence, Yash, and all the best in Monza next weekend. So great race from you once again.
Oh my gosh, Monza.
And
Jeez.
yeah, it's gonna be fun turn 1 to commentate along with.
Hey, I pledged to the stewards of D2 to give Arjun a permanent seat, yeah, please.
You wanted to beat you every race.
I like to race him, bro.
He's supposed to go to D1, yeah.
Okay. Well, moving on to Shah.
I pledged them to give me D1 as well.
Well, moving on to Shah. 2 consecutive podiums after last week. How does it feel, Shah? And you almost drove a perfect race. Got a good start. I think you overtook Sid Venkatesh into turn 2, and after that it was pretty much standard from there. How was your race, and were you confident that your hearts will last to the end if the safety car hadn't come out?
So I was, thank you guys and congratulations to the other podium sitters. And we started the race start first. So in the race start, I got a good start. I overtook Sid Venkatesh just before turn 1, but I don't know, maybe Sid outbraked himself, or I don't know, he got hit from behind or whatever. Then he was just in front of me, like when I was turning and he was in front of me, so I had to avoid him, and that's when Yash was just side by side. And then I think we raced the whole straight towards the turn 2, and then we were like really close to each other. He closed the door on me, and then he was ahead of me, and then he just kept gaining time, and he was gaining a lot of time. And then we pit. So all these, I think Matt Black and Yash both came out on mediums, and I came out on hard. So that the strategy changed. So I was expecting it to be a very straightforward strategy, like mediums to softs to hards for all the front runners, but they decided to gamble a bit, and maybe they knew, there's a chance of a safety car or whatever. So I was on my heart and I was confident that at least I have a podium for sure. And in case if I catch up to these guys, then maybe when they run out of their rubber and their tires start degrading, maybe I can try to make some moves here and there. But then there was the safety car, and then the opportunity was right for me. I pit for softs, and then I see even Yash pitting for softs, because I wasn't expecting Yash to pit because he was on his mediums, and his mediums were quite fresh compared to my hards. So I was expecting he wouldn't pit and he would be P1 and maybe fight his way through with the used tires. But then he also pit, and behind him Saurabh also pit. So I was quite happy that guys behind me are also pitting. So it just levels up the competition for everyone, and it's just pure driving. So from there I just drove a good race, didn't get any penalties here and there, so I was quite happy with the performance.
Yeah, great race, Shaw. And but what happened on the start? How did Matt Black manage to make that 2-second gap?
Yeah, I think it's referring to the safety car restart, Shaw, where I believe you had a few lap cars in between, which distracted you.
Yeah. So yeah, also the lap cars are a bit distractive. Also during the normal race when you're racing them, because they are on a bit much fresher tires, and that is why you're lapping them, and they try to overtake you. So this and that happens. Like you overtake them, they overtake you, and then you start losing a bit of time. So if not that, and then Matt Black has got good pace anyhow. Like even if he was on a mediums or softs, this guy's got good pace. So good job by him. He tried to keep it clean everywhere, and quite happy with the P2 here. With the throttle problems I've been having with my Fanatec, so I think this P2 is very fruitful.
Right, and all the best once again. Yeah, Shadow, go on.
So we were just gonna ask about the throttle problems actually. So were they tough to manage in the race? Yeah. What was that like?
So so you know how dead zone works, right? So
yep.
Even with my so the problem here is with my potentiometer. Even if I'm off throttle, I take my foot off the gas, it still auto accelerates like 20-25%. It's on acceleration throughout. So to counter that, I've increased my dead zone to 25%. So even if I'm pressing 25% of my accelerator, it doesn't actually accelerate. So just after that, it accelerates. So Hungary, you know how the track is. At the corners, you need to accelerate a bit, and then you take off your foot again. Say turn 2, you accelerate for a bit, and then you take it off, and then again accelerate. So all of those corners, I was losing a lot of time because of that. But then I somehow managed it.
Yeah, that was good. Good that you managed it. But interesting that there are problems with the Fanatec.
Yes. Yeah.
Hope no one else encounters that.
I think everybody who has a Fanatec here is experienced that, like Suraj, I think Saurabh, and all of these guys with the potentiometer. So Fanatec, if you're watching IRL stream, please hook me up with a...
Please give Shah a new wheel. I think that's
gift all of us new wheels and sponsor us and make us the Indian Racing League.
Right, anyway, moving on to Arjun. Shah, if you want to go first. Sorry, Shadow, you want to go first?
Arjun, great pace. There's no sandbagging going on from you over here. I think, so you're a reserve, right? I'm unsure.
Yeah, I'm a reserve driver. Yeah.
Oh, well, so I guess you're not getting points for the team, but you are getting points for yourself. So if you get included as a full-time, you're gonna have some great points with you. So, but yeah, you are very, very quick. I don't have anything to say other than congratulations, man. Great race.
Thanks.
You really drove the wheels off that.
Well, yeah, it could have been 2 podiums, I think, in 2 races for Arjun. Maybe even a win in Spa, because there was that unfortunate incident with Sil Kulkarni, which DNF'd him. But Arjun, a proper strategy. Were you always trying to go for that 2-stop? Because it was very clear because you pitted on those medium tires. So did you always have confidence in your pace that you would pull off a 2-stop, or were you worried about those medium to hard runners or someone soft to hard runners which might hamper your race?
Yeah, so I started off with the initial strategy that it's going to be soft, medium. But obviously, when I was in my second stint, I had to keep an eye out on Shah, and I think there was a second hard runner, right? So I wanted to make sure I had like a delta of 20 plus seconds. So when I have to pit for the second mediums, I'm not too far off because they're only on a 1-stopper, right? So that risk was always there. So even on my second stint, I was like really pushing. and then the safety car came, so I had to pit for the third time. So that was another thing. But yeah, the entire strategy was a two-stopper. That was decided right from the start. Even Yash and I decided that this is what it's going to be. We're going to, make sure we have enough gap. So even if we have to pit the extra one time, we can make that up.
Right, congratulations once again, Arjun, and hope to see you in more races, maybe in a different division as people are asking for. But we'll wait for that. But nonetheless, very commanding victory and a great safety car restart as well, apart from the normal standing start which was there. But Shadow, if you have any further questions, we can do that. Also, I think it's time to say goodbye.
I think I'm good, and great job on the strategy. I think that was a big flex to pull off a two-stop. I think that was good. But yeah, great race, guys.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, man.
All the best for your race tomorrow, bro.
Yeah, I hope to interview you, Shadow.
Who? Shah.
Yeah, I want you on this
I
side.
hope to be racing with you tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Yes, that'll be fun. I have no practice, so it's going to be interesting.
Well, the excuses are already out from my commentator tonight. But that's all the time we have for the D2 race today. Do tune in for the division race tomorrow, where Shah will hopefully be joining me for commentating. And see you tomorrow at 9:45. And do subscribe and leave a like if you like this content. Take care of yourselves and good night. Goodbye.
Yeah, good night.
Good
Goodbye,
night.
guys.
Goodbye. See you, bro.
Bye, thanks, guys.